All right, we want to continue now with our Donors of the Week. You've heard us talk about this. It's been a privilege to have a program here honoring those who donate blood. So tell us a little bit about who you are.
Yes, my name is Molly Blank. I've been a blood donor since I was allowed to donate. So
good for you.
Yes.
What got you started?
Actually, my sister was a blood donor before me. She's 6 years older, and I was deathly afraid of needles, but she would always let me come and watch her donate, and I was like, I can never do what you do, and she said, yes, you can. It takes not much time, and you literally save people's lives, so I started.
There is something so unique about the way you feel. Like,
yes.
I tell people it's the lazy way to volunteer because it takes like 45 minutes start to finish, and you can only do it once every 8 weeks if you're a whole blood donor.
Yes.
That's my, hey, look, I volunteer, but not that often. And tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I had never given blood, and we had a blood drive. Molly organized it in memory of a very dear friend, and also for me, my daughter, who is fighting ovarian cancer. So I came to help at the blood drive, and I said, what do you think they'd take my blood? I've always been anemic, couldn't do it. And so she went in and asked if they could take my blood, and they said yes.
So Jean is 90 years old.
No. Did you give her permission to tell that? Because I wouldn't have ever.
That's part of the story.
Okay.
It's never too late to start.
What a wonderful thing that you're healthy enough and that you can still make a difference.
Mm-hmm. I'm blessed.
Yeah.
I'm truly blessed. And I have an active lifestyle, and I try to take good care of myself. But this was something, a teeny tiny something that I could do to help out.
You know, I don't feel like it's that teeny tiny. We do have a little video of what it really takes to donate blood, but how did you feel when you were able to do that?
I was really proud. I really was proud and a little scared. My technician was wonderful. I believe his name was Richard. I'm not sure, but he was so careful of me. And all of a sudden it was done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I barely got started. I hardly had time to talk to the girl across the way.
Right.
And he said, you're done.
Yeah, there's probably more screening questions that once you get through those, you know, then you can just continue.
Exactly.
So, first of all, I would be amiss if I didn't ask, how is your cancer survivor?
She's doing well. She's in a new program with a new drug, and we're thumbs up, hoping. She's a fighter. She really is a fighter. So
She sure is.
We are positive.
Yeah. So what's her first name? For people watching Sunday morning, some of us will go to church and say prayers for her or put her on our prayer list.
Susan.
Susan. All right,
Yes.
You tell Susan she's got a new army out there praying to lift her.
That's wonderful.
And we can't think of anything better when we often feel helpless in those situations.
Yes,
than to have
prayers
that.
are the most
Praying is
important
not
part.
doing nothing. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And for you, now this longtime donor and recruiter.
Yes, right?
So
Blood buddies.
okay, that's what we were just talking about. When you bring someone else, you kind of get double the blessing, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can make it fun, because
Yeah.
you can be like, let's go out and, you know, grab a bite to eat afterwards or something like that. So.
Well, and you said you're a little bit scared. It's always a little easier if somebody's with you.
Yes. Well, and
Absolutely.
it was fun that morning because there were a lot of people. I have worked at that office, and so I had plenty of support that day.
Well, I hope that you'll continue to give, because that's, you know, if you can get it once and keep going, it makes such a difference.
I
Yeah.
intend to.
And I know Hoxworth does this really cool thing where they have incentives. They're not really, you know, we don't pay people for blood in this community, but they have little thank yous. And this month it is a Reds t-shirt, which is really cool. The offer applies July 1st through the 31st, coming up in the next month. And that's a good shirt to have right now. The Reds are on a streak, except for this past week for a night or two. And if you would like to set up an appointment, we want to make sure that you know that you can call 513-451-0910. Those appointments do promise the blood to area hospitals, so that way they know how many are coming in. So even if you can't do that right now, you're going on summer vacation, whatever, if you can do it in the near future, it lets them know that your donation will be there and available for use. We also always put a link to all the donation centers if you'd rather make that appointment online. There's a neighborhood center near you. You can go to a drive, but where did you donate? Which site?
We had a mobile unit at our office.
Yeah.
So I work for Comey and Shepherd, and our assistant passed away last year, and she was the recipient of several blood transfusions, and she hated blood donation herself until she got sick. So we were talking a lot about how so many people need blood and often think, I can't possibly do that. We had so many first-time donors at our blood drive because they were doing it for Christina. So it was really awesome. I think sometimes that helps too.
You know, that's a great idea, that maybe setting up something for your survivor or a person you love can make a difference. And that's
Yes.
how we get new donors. Because like you said, it's different when it becomes personal.
Yes.
I think we set a record that day, didn't we?
Well, yes, we
Did
did.
you?
Yes.
41 units collected, and we had 40 last year. This was our second annual, so
Good
we're
job.
super excited. Next
Hey,
year, we've got a lot of pressure.
Congratulations. All right, well, you let us know when that drive is. We'll come out and honor some people there, because that's how we get
Awesome.
some of our great donors of the week.
Perfect,
You guys,
perfect.
thanks
Thank you
for being
so
here
much.
today. It's a pleasure to honor you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, just